Wouldn't it be great if there was a way to visually plan projects inside of CA PPM? To drag tasks around and see the impact on resources as you drag. To drill into project structures and see who works where without having to open Microsoft Project or open Workbench. To be able to change the effort directly and see what the impact for one resource is across all projects. Wouldn't it be great to switch between histograms and or tabular views to outline resource over and or underloads? Wouldn't it also be great to look at projects from the angle of a resource, to understand who is overloaded where, and to be able to drill down to the task level to see where the load is actually coming from? To simulate what would happen if you changed something and actually write it to CA PPM when you're satisfied. Introducing ITD Advanced Resource Planning, a certified add-in for CA PPM that makes resource management effective, convenient, and fast. It helps project managers creating detailed and realistic plans, as well as resource managers staffing the right resources. At the same time, ITD Advanced Resource Planning saves clicks and time, for some use cases up to 4.5 times. Let's have a closer look. The first thing you will notice in ITD Advanced Resource Planning are its two panels. In the upper panel, you see all projects you have access to. In the lower panel, there are all resources you can see and or book onto projects. Let's have a look at one project in detail. ITD Advanced Resource Planning lets you drill into projects while staying on the same screen. In this case, we're looking at ETC, so you can drill down into the project structure. Here, you directly start to modify tasks by simply dragging them around. It is also possible to change the timing and the duration of the task. Note that in the resource panel, the impact of every change is directly shown. However, until you save this, it is only a simulation. Dependencies on tasks and or milestones can directly be created and deleted. Let's drill deeper and have a look at who's working on this task. As you can see, ITD Advanced Resource Planning also allows the direct editing of resource loads. Like many CA PPM users are used to doing it in Open Workbench, you can also add new resources by dragging them from the lower panel directly onto the task and directly edit their effort. It's also possible to staff roles or replace resources by dragging a new resource onto an existing role or resource. The new resource will then take over the work of the existing entry. If you prefer to see resource loads in a tabular view, just uncheck histogram in the preferences. Please note that besides red, overburdened, and yellow, slightly overburdened, there's also green for well-planned and white for capacity left. Of course, ITD Advanced Resource Planning allows to create and save filters with many extra options. For instance, tasks without planned ETC can be filtered out. ITD Advanced Resource Planning allows to plan FTE, days and hours for different periods like days, weeks, months, quarters, years, and even special CA PPM fiscal periods. Fans of grid views can even turn off the Gantt chart and focus on the project ETC as a table. Please note that ITD Advanced Resource Planning also displays actuals on tasks. Now let's change focus. Resource managers typically don't look at projects and drill down into resources. They look at efforts by resource. This is why ITD Advanced Resource Planning has two different perspectives, the latter being the assignments by resource, which outlines all efforts by resource. Now issues on resource level can directly be identified in detail by simply drilling into any problematic sections. As we can see here, one resource seems to be overworked. Let's investigate this further and simulate changes directly on this screen. A special feature of ITD Advanced Resource Planning is the ability to plan effort not only on projects, but also on other work, like holiday or other planned absences. ITD Advanced Resource Planning lets you also choose to edit allocations of resource on projects. To do so, let's switch over to the Allocations by Investments view. As you can see here, allocations of resources are directly displayed underneath a project. Unlike assignments, which let projects be structured into phases, and task allocations only exist on the highest level in the project. Like you've seen before, new resources can directly be dragged and dropped from the resource pane onto the project. Here, detailed allocation information can be edited. Here, you can see a very handy feature of ITD Advanced Resource Planning. If a project moves, the allocations move with it. If you stretch a project, the allocations are stretched accordingly. If you shrink a project, the allocations shrink with it. Every change is again visualized in real time in the lower section of the screen. Let's summarize. ITD Advanced Resource Planning allows you to edit resource assignments for multiple projects on one screen. It provides real-time feedback on over and also on under commitments. It features drag and drop for planning and staffing. Whether you run CA PPM on demand or on your premises doesn't matter. ITD Advanced Resource Planning fully adheres to the Clarity security concept and has been proven with big Clarity installations. Sign up today for a 30-day trial by visiting us at www.advanced-resource-planning.com.